Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Draw with me, Deesee. And in this episode, we're going to be doing some of the line work for Saitama. And I've already kind of done the rough sketch. I've actually already done most of the, the secondary line work for Chopper over here. And I might just go ahead and do the cleanup line works off camera. There you go. This is actually a new recording session, so I apologize if the fluidity is kind of weird. That's the one thing that's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to remember what the hell I said last time. So hopefully I didn't say like, oh, I'll talk about this in the next video, because I will not remember. So right now it is the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a very wonderful Thanksgiving. I got to eat my brains out, and yeah, so it was a jolly good time seeing old family, or not old family, but seeing family again, and just being able to pig out and just kind of catch up and everything. For me, at least, Thanksgiving is a very small holiday. I think it might be because, I'm Asian. So it's just an excuse for us to kind of eat a little bit more than usual. And if anything, all I did was, in terms of Thanksgiving celebrations, I just went to my cousin's house, and this is what we typically do every year, and just ate like turkey and Korean food. And that's pretty much it. Another interesting thing that happened was I was at my new girlfriend's house. And I say new because she recently became my girlfriend, at least. We're Facebook official. And anyway, the day she became my girlfriend officially, I guess, was also the day that I met her parents. Or I guess I didn't really meet her stepdad because he was kind of passed out on the couch. I don't think he wanted to meet me. Whereas her mom was very adamant about me coming into the house, and I was like, damn, this seems a little early. But yeah, like I was saying, it was a very weird experience to have all that kind of done at once. And I don't know what your guys' experiences are with like meeting parents and everything, but oh my god, it is always very nerve-wracking, that is for sure, especially if you're caught off guard like that. I always had the intentions of, I typically don't really mind meeting parents, but if I'm kind of caught off guard, then it's a kind of a different story. Like, so what I mean by caught off guard is I actually just went over to her house to kind of walk her dogs with my dog Cody, because he was in town. Yeah, he flew from Michigan. No, my sister was back in town for Thanksgiving, so she brought my dog back because she's been staying with him in San Francisco because he's kind of has some health issues, and she's a vet tech, and she's been kind of taking care of him and everything like that. And so we were walking the dogs, or we were about to, but her dog, rightfully named Monster, who is I believe he's a Siberian Husky, but he's some sort of husky, and he kind of went crazy after seeing the dog, and he's really big and my dog is very small, so we had to kind of put him back into the house because he was not kind of behaving. And like I said, Cody, my dog, has a lot of health problems, so we didn't want to risk Monster getting kind of overexcited and kind of roughhousing him too much. So we had to put him back in, and when she was putting the dog back in, I guess the mom saw me, got curious, did the Asian thing, and just started asking a bunch of questions via text message to my girlfriend. And so that almost kind of forced my hand a little bit, because I was like, okay, well, it looks like your mom wants to meet me. What the hell do I introduce myself as? Because we haven't had that conversation yet. And the thing about that is, like, because we hadn't had that conversation yet, I'm like, oh fuck, what do I do? And I was like, you know what, I think we should just talk about it, which was the most awkward conversation I have ever had in everdom. because it's one of those things, like, if I had done it on my own time or like under my own schedule, I think I would have had it planned out a little bit better. But because that was not the case, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna ask, it was definitely a lot more awkward. So and I'm not, like, when it comes, like, I'm older, like, I'm like 20, 25, almost 26 now. It's not like high school, or when you ask someone to the prom, you're gonna do this big thing. I mean, I guess you could, but I'm like, I'm more at that age where it's like, dude, we don't need that bullshit. I'm not proposing to you. It's like, we've been dating for a while, you know we like each other, but we just haven't given ourselves the definitions yet, and we just haven't talked it through. So it's like, it's one of those situations where I kind of wanted to talk through it, and it went so much more smoothly in my head. Whereas with how it actually went was me just kind of babbling on and pretty much just stalling for time. I'm like, well, and forgetting everything that I was gonna say. So yeah, that was one hell of an experience. I didn't expect to ever meet my girlfriend's parents and have her become my girlfriend on the same day. As we went a little out of order on that one, so it was it was kind of weird. And apparently, with to get back to my original point, sorry I've been babbling for so long, but I had to have 2 dinners because I didn't want to be rude and not eat when she had all this food prepared. And apparently she was texting her mom was texting her saying, hey, he better eat, or something along those lines. I'm like, I better eat? Jesus. Seemed kind of forceful. And so I sat down and ate a little bit of some of the food that they had and everything. But they were already pretty much done, so I was just eating kind of in the corner. So it was even more awkward. So my whole Thanksgiving was like just a collection of awkward experiences that that are just make out to be kind of a good story. Yeah, that's life, especially my life. Nothing goes completely according to plan, but it sure as hell makes for a pretty good story later. So I hope you guys like that little piece of my life right there. I might have to get the okay to even tell that story. This whole relationship's still very fresh, and I don't want to cause any issues. I don't think she even watches my videos anyway. But yeah, so that's the story of how me and my girlfriend met. So sorry ladies, I am a taken man now. But all you men out there, we might be able to work something out. Yeah. Oh man, I hope no one takes me seriously on that. I'm gonna get a bunch of DMs on my Instagram. Hey, I heard what you said on the Draw With Me. My name's Derek. I have a huge bank account, and I think we should get together. I could use a sugar daddy. That would be nice. Now, there have been some questions that I have been getting on some of the videos, like on my Fusion Friday video. I'm pretty sure, something I'm like kind of contemplating is making like a Q&A video, just because a lot of the questions some of you guys ask is a lot of the same ones. And like, what program do I use? What tablet do I use? Another question was like, what do I do for work? Is this my job? Like some of the questions I've had were kind of heavily loaded, like, how do I make this my job? And I'm like, oh man. Well, in terms, like, some of these questions I've answered, and I try to get to as many of your comments as I possibly can. But some I'm not even qualified to answer, like, how do I make this my job? I'm like, this is hardly even my job. I have like a day job, and I do this on the side, but what's it called? but like things like, what do I use in terms of my software? What do I do in terms of like, or what do I use in terms of my tablet? These are all questions I've answered multiple times, and not to say that I don't like answering you guys' questions, guys. I love them, but it's after you answer the same one, like after 7 to 8 times, you get kind of get a little tired of it. But or it's you kind of, I can see why so many YouTubers have these Q&A videos, because just a lot of the questions get asked at the same times, because I know a lot of you guys didn't watch all the videos, and there's a good amount of them, so and some of them are pretty long, so I don't expect you guys to watch all the videos or anything like that either. So it makes sense. I'm not getting on your guys' case about asking questions. I welcome all your questions, so please feel free to ask as many as you possibly can. But I might put like a frequently asked questions section on my YouTube page or something like that. So, if there's anything that you guys are curious about, that way, at least for the most frequently asked stuff, you'll have like a resource for it, and you don't have to keep asking the same things over and over and over again. And you could ask something maybe a little bit more personal, or maybe something a little bit more specific. But yeah, I feel like most people are interested in like, hey, what do I use? What kind of equipment do I use? What kind of software do I use? And let me tell you something, guys. A lot of the times, depending on what software you use and all of tablet you use, yeah, it's gonna make a little bit of a difference. Like for me personally, I love Manga Studio just because of the lines it makes, and I actually can't use Photoshop because for some reason it makes the lines super jaggedy, like more than like what other people experience, in my opinion. And another problem is I can't record with it, so it's not a viable program for me in what I want to do. So you have to figure out a lot of these programs, most of them will work for you. It's just a matter of figuring out which one is best suited for you. And in the end, it's your own skills that matter the most, such as your ability to draw on paper is also very important. Granted, my ability to draw on paper is a lot worse than digital art, just because there's so many little cheats you can do in digital art, such as Control Z being probably the best one, but like other things as well, such as layers and everything. It makes the whole process a lot easier, that's for sure. But in the end, your own skill has to still be there. Your basic understanding of kind of like anatomy, or what's it called, or space and everything and colors, all that stuff still needs to kind of be there. There still does need to be there. And just because you get a tablet, it doesn't automatically make your drawings better. Like the drawings I first made when I got my tablet were not very good. They're still kind of eh. And you have to adjust to using the new tablet too. So your art might actually get worse initially. So it's something to get used to. But in my opinion, is it more effective? Yeah, it can definitely be more effective just because it's a great tool. But a lot of the times it won't have that same kind of feel. It can try really hard to mimic that feel, but a lot of the times it won't have the exact same type of feel that traditional art does. Because traditional art's much better at kind of making texture without having to try to recreate texture, because it does that naturally. Like oil paints are naturally just going to have this texture, like a texture to it, because it's physical, whereas with digital art you can only try to mimic it. So I don't know, but so much of us are in a digital space nowadays, so it kind of makes sense as to why more people are kind of going towards digital artwork, because it's more applicable, it's more sellable nowadays. You can because a lot of companies need sometimes like images or drawings, and if you have to scan it One, you need a pretty good scanner, because if you want to blow up the image at all, if the scanner is not good, once you get the image past the size of the actual piece, the quality is going to drop. Whereas digital, if you make it into like a vector format, you can blow up the image pretty much infinitely without losing any quality. So there's definitely advantages, pros and cons to each. But in the end, what makes the artist is not the program, the software, or the tools. It's the skill and the practice that makes a good artist. So make sure, above all else, that you're practicing. If you can't afford a tablet or anything, don't worry. There's always pencil and paper. There's actually a good amount of YouTubers out there that just do everything pretty much pencil and paper. I can't remember. There's a couple of them that are kind of similar. I believe the name was like Saku M's is one that I follow. What's her name? Bailey. I think it's like Bailey J. It's also one that does a lot of, I don't want to say mostly, but a lot of traditional style ones as well. So, I guess pick your poison, because these things are expensive. I have a cheap one called the Unova MS19U or something like that. I can't remember, but it's like a Chinese brand. So if you guys are looking for a cheaper solution, it is like maybe $700-$600. It's still not cheap, but it's cheaper than like a Wacom, which is like 1,000 plus, or 2,000 for like a Cintiq. So it's these things add up, that's for damn sure. So yeah, so I'm pretty much done with, I guess, the cleanup lines for Saitama. Doesn't look too bad. And Chopper's pretty much done. I just got to make the final line work, which I'm probably going to do off camera, because I'm basically just going to be redrawing it, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to see that. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode of Draw With Me Deesee of Saitama and Tony Chopper. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, leave me a big old thumbs up if you guys liked the video, and don't forget to leave a comment down below on who you want me to draw next, what you thought of this video, any other questions that you guys have that might not be frequently asked questions, and as well as what's the thing I was thinking about? Subscribe. Yeah, you should probably subscribe to these so you can get these more often. And remember also that I love you. Bye. Mwah.
Hey there, you sexy ass bitches. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to leave me a like if you like my shit. And I know you did. And don't forget to subscribe, because I post videos every Wednesday, every Friday, every Sunday with speed painting, draw with me in real time, and other video content as well, animations and other shit that might be entertaining for y'all. And remember to leave a comment down below on who you want me to draw next, because you might be the reason for my next video. And if you want to see my previous video, click over here. I think. Probably over there. I'm pretty sure it's over there.
E-space. Mine? Not that great. My eyes are pretty small, so I have narrow vision. Narrow vision. The worst type of supervision you can have. Funny thing, I actually was lucky enough to meet Joe from Just Kidding Films, and I might have mentioned this in like another video, but after we took the picture, I'm like, oh my god, we both have no fucking eyes. So, hashtag team no eyes. And man, we look so Asian. We're like the epitome of this face.